I actually need to do that with all the plants and just like re-soil.
I need to be re-soiled myself.
I need to be in the compost. Hey everyone, it's Mera Mangle.
And Fabrielle.
And welcome to another Mangled morning.
Woo!
It made sense to me that Raven won Snatch Game. She got the crown.
The true winner.
She can make some of that stupid stuff funny.
She finally won something.
That's true. She's won something. Finally, yeah. It was very random. But that was a nice crown. I hope she keeps it.
It was happily surprised.
This episode was very mid. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
I think that the Snatch Game was inoffensive, but it was kind of edited that way.
It was like, everything was so evenly edited, I guess, that it just didn't
It was almost hazy.
Yeah, it didn't leave any punch to me, like, right away.
The runway struggle, I mean, there was lots of struggles we're going to get into.
If the category was clunky, they all would have excelled.
That, you know what? Clunky describes the episode, too. Yeah. That's how I would put it. Yeah, I feel like we still haven't left that bracket 3 curse, but we're going to get into it, break it down, and maybe the more we talk it out, maybe it'll help. I don't know.
Maybe we'll like it more.
Yeah. But before we get into All Stars 10, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and join the Patreon where you can see all kinds of additional content you can't see on YouTube, plus you're helping support the channel. Now you can also support the channel by tipping on Venmo or Cash App, like Clenny P said when the shelf hit you. He said, it's about to be Fabrielle's Mangle morning up in here, and the Asia O'Hara voice. I saw a few people reference that.
Yes, I saw somebody say it's going to be Fab at 5 instead of Anchor.
Right. Like they're come up with some name.
Miss Girl, what's her name? What should we name her? Jessica.
Your inner saboteur is that wall.
And my inner saboteur is Miss Wall over here.
In 5 years, that thing's never moved.
Maybe the Scarlet Witch powers, the Wiccan powers, they're coming in.
And I also saw people say, like, that was the Pongo's ghost. You just said you didn't know Pongo.
Yeah, sorry to Pongo. I'm so sorry.
Your public apology. That was crazy. It
really didn't hurt at all. It pinched my arm like a little.
But you know who that was? That was Manila, because remember, they didn't get to see this. Manila was stuck to your chair.
She was, like, right here.
Like, she literally
like her waist, like she was coming for me.
And I think that was her little arms.
She knows I'm a Naomi stan. And she was like...
I keep looking at it now, like, the more we talk about it, it might move.
Her crossed eyes are coming for me.
Crossed eyes are coming for me. That's a good read for somebody one day. Also, big shout out to Nick G, who said, did we see all the guest judges for Slaysian Royale? We've actually talked about that a few times, but sometimes I end up cutting it from the video, because either the video's running long, or they've released so many more new names that it feels old. But since Nick brought it up, this is finally a time where I won't cut it. Of course, Nymphia was added. And then Maxi, the current reigning in Philippines.
I remember us talking about how all of them are like so high quality, and then there's Sasha's, which looks like a fisheye lens.
Literally the one oddity now, especially the more they add. It's like, what happened with her picture? Yeah. What's going on there? It's like heavily photoshopped, and it's like fisheye lens.
It doesn't look like her.
When did her mouth get that big? Did she get some Asia O'Hara teeth?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would guess.
Veneer. When Chapel Roan was defending the veneers, it was about her mother.
Oh. But I mean, that's 9 either winners or other hosts or runner-ups.
Yeah.
That are now there. Like, this is a fierce lineup of guest judges. And
they all look incredible.
So, like, to not even know who the queens are, for sure. You know, we've done rumored lists. Check that out. Right. But the panel's an all-star panel.
Yeah, I'm going to tune in just for the panel.
They brought it there. Sam F. also gave us a shout-out and said, so happy that we're back. It's so funny that people are still like, you're back.
Right. We're halfway through the year.
People are still discovering the new channel.
Yeah.
They said they watched the first episode of The Comeback after hearing that it got renewed. They heard the origin of the, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
That's a line from The Comeback. Ruth's favorite line is, of course, hello, hello, hello.
And that's Phoebe, right?
That's Lisa Kudrow, yes.
Lisa Kudrow.
I think that Lisa Kudrow and obviously Courtney Cox, their best work is not Friends. It is Gail Weathers and
Scream.
Valerie Cherish. I almost said Valerie Harper.
Yeah,
it's a different sitcom.
I do love Romeo and Michelle too.
We were tuned in for the Snatch Game, and it was it was just a weird episode in general.
It definitely happened.
Felt funny.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. Like, the whole Mistress and Ginger storyline feels really forced.
Yeah. Even their entrances felt really rushed.
Yeah, like, I was complaining about that section lasting longer as it went on, you know, for the regular ones. But, like, we haven't seen these entrances. Like, let us at least look at these runways.
Yeah, I want to look at the looks. I did love everybody's new confessional looks. That was fun. That was a cool thing.
Lydia's was the standout to me. Her little leather look, like...
Her first
Baby's
time at
first
a leather
leather.
club. Yes. They definitely tried to start some drama with that.
There was definitely a storyline with that, and that was part of the preview next week too, I believe. But like, if Ginger ain't playing ball, it's
felt
just
like
not feeling fun. It's
Ginger
not
wasn't
right.
entertaining it at all.
No.
And so we were only getting her responses like in the confessionals.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah, she wouldn't say anything. And even Untucked, like, that was such a boner killer
like,
for Ginger
just
not
name... Yeah, and Untucked,
say
she should
Mistress.
just say Mistress. She did not do great. Just say her. I wanted the reading challenge, especially with Mistress and Bosco.
With them all coming together.
Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like that's a staple sometimes of Snatch Game, too. Like, if
They
there
usually
is...
have it.
Yeah, like, if there's going to be something extra in the episode, it's going to be the reading challenge.
I could have had less of them mingling in the workroom.
Because that was
I wanted
all a little forced.
Yeah, and especially with these girls, they would all have really good reads. And Ginger. If the producers want us to get us on rooting for Ginger, have her read these girls because she's great at reading.
Yeah.
She's really funny.
I mean, there's times where she's been great at Snatch Game, too, but...
I thought she, it was just very mid. It wasn't even Ginger's best Snatch Game to me. Her Adele. Was just stunning.
Top. Yeah. So the way we're going to talk about this episode, because there's so much to unpack with each queen, is we'll look at their entrance, their new entrance, their Snatch Game, and their runway all at once.
Yes.
But some of the moments that stood out prior to that was the fact that, that Raven won Snatch Game.
Congratulations.
I kind of made a joke about that as we were doing the watch along because you joined me for that on Patreon.
Yeah.
I was like, it's amazing how she can make some of the things that Ru comes up with for like fill in the blank. Sometimes they get so convoluted that it's like, what do you want me to even say to that? That's so stupid. Right. But she finds a way to make it funny each time.
She does, and it's always like unexpected too. Right. Like I can never guess what's going to come out of Raven's mouth. But it's also so like her at the same time. Like it fits. You know? Yeah, and I love that Raja was there too. And oh my God, this like the Aja Bosco drama.
I would say that's the one moment from the workroom that was like real.
It was so shocking. I've never heard a Ru girl talk about it being hard just to make ends meet. You know what I mean? Like
that's already an all-star.
Yeah, that's a legend in the way that Aja is. And it was just like shocking to me. I could be homeless
with
soon.
Money, yeah.
Like that. I'm like, oh my God.
It's very real.
And it's just like, it's heartbreaking too, because she's got all of that on her shoulders when she's coming into this.
Yeah.
So it's hard to separate your reality when you're trying to make reality TV,
Right. Something I've shared with you guys off camera, and sometimes I talk about on camera a little bit, but like starting this new channel and trying to like maintain or make it look like things are just as good as it was is, difficult. Mm-hmm. Or like enjoy being in the moment when I'm like worried about money. Just worried about money.
So subscribe to the Patreon. Hit subscribe on that button.
I didn't say we'll go over YouTube thanks at the end as well. That's another way you can tip.
And give YouTube thanks.
But like, no, for real. Like, when you're relying on tips.
Yeah.
You can't plan for it.
I will say in St. Louis, like even having worked other places within the Midwest, St. Louis, they don't always tip the girlies the best.
It depends on the bar, too. Like,
it does depend on the bar.
Like. Yeah. And also, I think Bosco handled that moment, like, she really...
uplifting her and knew what... It was really awesome to have, like, a vulnerable doll-to-doll moment.
Yeah. Although it probably wasn't this was right after Snatch Game. This was, like, getting ready for the runway.
Which is crazy to me because... we'll talk about it when we get to it, but I thought Aja did great.
She was one that was pretty consistent.
Yeah, I thought she was funny. She made me laugh out loud multiple times.
So Ginger won Snatch Game, and that was very like, it was
like, predictable.
Because there wasn't like to me there wasn't someone that stood out as like they definitely won Snatch Game.
Yeah, it was all very like even across the board and no like clear standout.
I would say the couple people clearly struggled.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom two ended up being correct with Cuckoo and Mistress.
I do too, yeah. Those are, honestly, out of all of them, they delivered the, like, weakest performance and overall. Least amount of laughs.
Right. Ginger winning was just very random.
Right. Well, especially because I thought Jorgeous did really well.
When they said in Untucked, like, Jorgeous got the best feedback overall. They thought she was winning.
And her runway.
Right. She actually was one of the few people to execute the runway.
Right, which is a weird category.
I mean, it essentially was
Tiramisu?
It was, that was a weird name, but it was a suit to a reveal. Like, which is
like a tearaway suit.
Yeah, so like...
I guess it's not that. It's just like, crazy. I just feel like the categories this season have been off the wall.
Just trying to slightly too hard.
Can we also just, like, repeat some runway categories. Like
some of them were just like cowgirl.
Yeah.
Like some of them were easy, but
right.
like...
And then other times it was like random.
This one felt like it was hard.
Yeah.
This lip sync would have been hard too. It was Acapella.
Acapulco. I can't believe.
Not Acapulco.
I do love Aretha Franklin. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Don't get it twisted.
And I do think Mistress slayed this. I think she did great with it.
She did great. But it is a little awkward.
I actually think this was Mistress's best lip sync ever.
You know what? Maybe. I did really like, was it Two of Hearts that she did? Or
Tell It to My Heart.
Tell It to My Heart.
Yeah, she
did
liked
that. I did like that. I lived. She was embodying the song. She looked gorgeous. I'm so glad that she changed.
The white was great for
out of that outfit. And I love... Cuckoo felt a little bit fumbly, like she was tangled in her dress a little bit.
And she fumbled some of the words, too. You could see that. But
when it's acapella, it's really hard.
It feels like...
Because instrumental gives you... Beat. Yeah, you don't have a beat
to keep you in check.
Didn't Rue say something like, this will be a spoken word lip sync whenever Jinx and...
It was very, like, set up to be like, this is...
the first time we've done this.
Right. And even, at least in voiceover, the girls were telling us that. Like, or they were like, this is an iconic...
And they didn't give us any lead. Like, I wish somebody would have been like, in the confessional, been like, oh, this is a cappella lip sync because this is going to be weird. Like, nobody did that. And so it just was like, kind of like, oh, we went in raw dogging.
For real, yeah. Raw vocal. Let's get into the queens, and we're going to look at their entrance look, their snatch game, and their suit reveal runway. That's what we'll say. And up first is Aja.
I honestly thought Aja did really well this episode.
I did too. I thought that considering she did an internet character I've never heard of.
And made us laugh.
The fact that she made us laugh and was one of the few people that improvised with the, like, in between.
Her moments.
I thought she did good from what they showed.
Her moments with other people I loved. I thought the improv was great. I don't think she had
any misses when they showed her. Like,
yeah.
I don't remember her struggling at all.
I liked her entrance look, the harpy moment. Like, it was like a voodoo, bruja, like, harpy.
Which is very on brand for her.
Right. And I thought...
do wish the top...
was a little bit hiked up just a bit.
Yeah.
But...
You could tell she was nervous for sure at the runway, I feel like.
And I wonder, this whole episode, she felt a little on edge or nervous. And it was just like...
she's letting her struggle show.
Yeah, which is not like her.
But I mean, we were talking about as we were watching it, it's hard, when you are in that headspace, it's hard to get out of it.
To shake it.
It's hard not to let it show a little.
But I thought she did great. And when she was talking down about her own Snatch Game performance
I couldn't believe Irene, she thought she was going to be in the bottom.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Or I was like, I laughed. I had a good time.
Yeah.
And I thought her runway was beautiful. Like, butterfly reveal, a little,
And the cocoon was very, like, you could tell that because she looked so thick under there.
Yeah.
She had half the skirt.
I thought the end outfit was gorgeous.
It was pretty, yeah.
And then I was a little confused, the mechanics of when because it, like, was almost like kind of a pencil skirt, the, like, midway point, the, like, black.
The skirt was, like, rolled up.
Yeah.
The butterfly skirt.
And I was like, I maybe would have changed that fabric so it wasn't just, like, a matte black fabric.
It looked like a tarp.
Yeah.
Like, not a tarp, but like a sound barrier blanket thing.
Yeah.
Like a thick blanket like that.
Right, something new. Right. But I thought she did great this episode, so I was a little confused why she was in her head,
But I was glad she wasn't in the bottom.
Me too.
Someone who was just safe was Bosco. Her entrance was everything. Probably my favorite entrance, but...
And this was hearkening back to her original entrance, right?
Oh, yeah.
The black and white polka dot.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, she kind of had that as a brand, and also the spikes, too.
Yeah, the little devil horns. Because I remember her being like, when Willow came in, she's like, I'm the devil to your angle. I'm the Mera to your Mangle.
The Mera to your Mangle. You want to tangle.
Ooh, okay, we got the verse right here. The Rue verse.
Her Snatch game was ambitious. I know of, like, Frank Marino. They were, like, the big name, but they also then, like, scammed everyone. Yeah. But I had not heard of this particular queen.
And I still feel like I don't really know who they are.
I know they do Joan and Cher, but that's also, like, so
But also, like, you're just telling us about Joan and Cher. Like, we didn't get to learn about this character and this person.
That character was never fully developed either, I guess.
Yeah. And it was, like, I thought her... I thought most people had strong starts within the Snatch game, and then it just, like...
She used the story that Rue told her
as
her start.
And that's kind of this
Which was risky.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like sometimes that goes successfully. Because who else did that? Like Raja O'Hara when she talked about, when she did LaToya. Was it Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Whenever she was like, she said...
That was hilarious.
Yeah. The Snatch game itself felt like how this whole season has, which is like, we said earlier, was like a Ryan Murphy. Like, is Ryan Murphy producing? Because it feels like it had such a strong start. And then now we're at the end, and I'm like, I'm tired.
You took the wrong turn, gal. Yeah. It was an ambitious idea, so I appreciate her being safe for that. But she could have been bottom 3, honestly. I mean, I think I
feel like she was safe.
Considering that Lydia and Aja were technically in lower bottoms, like, she was lower than them for me in Snatch Game, for sure.
I think Aja was definitely better.
I think Aja and Lydia probably shouldn't have been down there.
Yeah, Lydia should not have been in the bottom.
I think Lydia specifically was down there just because they wanted to talk about her runway. She was one of the few people that
actually did a good runway.
I did not care for Bosco's.
I like it. It's beautiful. Like, it's very Vivienne Westwood, very Margiela. Like, I know you didn't really love the two-tone lip. I just don't like
the colors in the lip. Yeah,
I did like I liked the two-tone lip, and I just didn't understand. The reveal wasn't dramatic enough for me.
The pantaloons type of, like, pant. Like, the pant didn't even read as... Like, the look before the reveal didn't read as a suit to me.
And when I think of Bosco, I think of her entrance look. I don't think of, like, Little Boy Blue. You know what I mean?
It was very random for branding, too.
And then the reveal... Yeah, like, the reveal was just, like, she took the pants off.
And it's not that different in length or anything. You know, like,
if she had the colors are the same. Remove this sleeve, do something else. Like, it was...
I didn't like the hair
I thought she was going to take that hair off.
I thought for sure the hair was coming off.
And she even talked about this hair being funky or something. And I was like, oh, we're going to take it off. And she never did.
She said, that's the deal, mama. Yeah. Up next is Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Oh, our Nosferatu too.
Yeah, her entrance felt very random. The pieces were nice, but, like, it wasn't really a Cynthia look, and she didn't really know how to sell it. And I also, it's a pet peeve when someone, like, just put, like, if you don't, obviously... You're going to have looks where, like, if you're going to have something like that, you could just literally take a Sharpie and paint on a belly button. But, like,
because she had that
no belly button thing. Just kills me. It ruins the illusion a little for me.
Yeah, and I feel like it was coming off of her body.
Right.
A lot. Yeah. Like, I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, her and Aja, their tops for the entrance were loose.
Yeah, and we don't like a loose top. You also have a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Because this is your re-entrance look. You could do anything you want.
When you think about the runway for this part of there's only 2 runways, so next week is talent show. Sometimes talent show, they don't even have a runway, but I feel like they will.
Yeah.
But that means that this week and next week are the only 2 runways where they have a specific category. Because, you know, the final week will be eleganza and lip sync looks. Mm-hmm. So, like, again, anything. There's so few that they had to prepare that have to be so specific.
And you can do it, like, say, you could do any, you can pull from things you already have, too. You don't have to have it, like, custom made.
This is so random.
And that shoe, jail time.
Yeah. It just...
And the thing on the face,
it just down.
Was distracting, and it wasn't really
fitted.
Flattering.
It wasn't fitting properly.
I've never understood what Cynthia is going for, because if you look at this and then her, like, Queen of Hearts entrance look, those are 2 different girls to me.
Again, just like last week with that ponytail, she looks great in this brown color hair. That's something I'm learning.
The brown color is great. And
it's like that honey brown.
Yeah, I think the wig was the best part of this look.
Runway.
I think this was my bottom.
Yeah, I would say overall, I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but this does feel like it was the weakest package.
It just looks like Barbie crotch to me. Yeah. If we're in a nude panty. If we're going to have the panty come out and be exposed, let's make it pretty.
Well, and I mean, like, I feel like she's only showing us the crotch here because she's trying to get her feet uncaught.
I liked her, this from the waist up. I like that apparatus, that, like, bustle thing. Like, I think if we had tailored that a little bit more...
You're talking about after the reveal or before the reveal?
Before the reveal. Like this little thing.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I would take that and wear it with something else. And then the drapery in the back, too, after the reveal, I was like, is that cutout intentional? Because it didn't look intentional.
Right, the booty cut, yeah.
And then it wasn't lined at all. Like,
it felt like she never got things sitting right to even tell how it was supposed to look.
Right. But yeah, and I feel like I really wanted Acid Betty to help design for her. She said that she would.
I could see maybe that she helped her, or if she made the entrance look, but, like, that's something that's more Acid Betty than it is Cuckoo. Like, it still needs to feel like her.
True.
Up next is Daya Betty.
I think Daya kind of fell into the middle for me this week as well.
Blended in.
Yeah.
I think we saw not enough of her Snatch game, but...
I thought she really looked like Jane Lynch, though.
But all she did was lesbian jokes, which is tired.
Yeah, it was very Blair St. Clair as Ellen DeGeneres.
And, you're dressed like that character, yet you're not even...
Playing Sue Sylvester.
Yeah, you're not even doing that.
Yeah.
You're not even going
Be
that
Sue
way.
Sylvester, throw the table, go yell.
Be mean to everyone.
Yeah, be mean. Make RuPaul Will Schuster and yell at him. You know what I mean? There's so many things that she could have done, and Jane Lynch is such a character. She could just be
herself and be aggressive diabetic.
Yeah, be a big
that's
bitch.
Still more on the character. Her entrance, I appreciate that it's a very distinct point of view.
Yeah.
It doesn't really move me one way or the other.
It's like a pretty meet and greet look, but after she just came in with that, her first one was so well branded with the bottle, and the Converse.
Well, the bottle confused me though. And we never got it into
Apparently, I heard that she did it, and RuPaul had she was like, "Is that glass?" She was taken aback, and so when how they walk the runway twice, she didn't do it the second time because she didn't want to scare RuPaul.
And then her look.
This is so confusing.
She did tracksuit reveal.
I honestly like the first one,
right.
But I think what we really need to do when we do a reveal runway or a tearaway 2-in-1 runway, we need to end with the better look.
It has to get better.
Yeah.
As to where, I think the aesthetic she's going for after the reveal is a 1970s or 80s gym look, because they, that fabric, that wool fabric that I think of pajama fabric. For some reason, that was
the long underwear.
Part of a thing for working out in the 80s. Days, yeah.
I didn't understand this. And it also feels not Daya. This is not a Daya reference.
She's not a gym girl. If Cameron Michaels did a gym themed
I would get maybe. It. Or Ella Vidae, because she works out.
Next, Ginger Minj. Boy, this was her entrance was the hardest. There's a split second where they show full body, but everything else is a headshot, which is funny because...
Why.
Which is, it's not flattering that they do that because you can see this nude shoulder the whole time.
I love the hair.
Yeah.
The hair, it looks like Madeline Hatter did it. It's really pretty.
Oh, it very is a Madeline Hatter.
It's a flattering silhouette for her. She looks really tall.
I think that it would have been better if they showed the far shot more often because that's what I'm saying. They showed the close-up more, which I see more problems that way.
Yeah.
I think it's more flattering full body.
Did you see a lot of problems in her Snatch game?
I thought her Reba was fine, but it was the most okay version of Reba I've ever seen. I
didn't really get...
I've seen people do Reba, it's
There's
one of
Reba
those
impersonators.
But Reba, I feel like she didn't go big enough with Reba, with the look, with the face, with...
It's so funny this summer...
The jokes were so basic and they were just ginger jokes.
They weren't specific to Reba, exactly.
Pretending as if she's ordering fried chicken is not...
She did throw in the, I'm just a single mom who works 2 jobs.
There was a couple of things.
Yeah.
But the whole, my breasts are down, da-da-da-da.
Reba has sitting. Her breasts are sitting.
Her breasts are up. The biggest problem was the fact that that's an exact joke that Ginger did on her last Snatch game as Phyllis Diller.
Exactly.
It made more sense for Phyllis Diller. That is a joke Phyllis Diller would say. But why
not... Reba, that's I don't know.
Reba wouldn't talk about her body like that, her own body like that.
No.
That's just such a lazy choice, I feel like.
And it's so funny, too, because this summer I started watching the Reba, sitcom. Reba has such patience in that show for Barbara Jean.
That's the funny part about Reba, is the dynamic.
She should have done Barbara Jean.
Honestly. But Barbara Jean, Eureka could do Barbara Jean.
Oh, Eureka is Barbara Jean.
And piss somebody off. She needs a Reba there. Ginger would probably do a great Reba then.
Right. There we go.
But it was just so okay.
It was just not... I don't know. It was not a winning Snatch game to me, and it wasn't even Ginger's best Snatch game. I didn't really get a ton of Reba. I didn't understand the outfit even.
She does wear a lot of red when she performs.
Actually, I didn't hate her runway.
I hated the before.
Yeah. The before, it was...
And I don't... y'all know one of my pet peeves is brides and pregnant drag queens.
I don't think I
just
ever...
think it's okay.
Bride is, hard to do. I don't know.
You got to give me an angle that's interesting. Because otherwise it just feels so generic. It almost... To me, it reminds me of, if she would have went all the way there. If she had done Madonna's a Virgin. And you could have easily done a before Madonna in a suit.
Ooh, at the VMAs.
Right. If she had done something like that with a distinct angle, that could have been fun.
That would have been a cool... But she...
The dress was flattering on her, though.
I liked the high-low. The before look, the hat should have definitely been bigger if we were going to go for this over-exaggerated, like,
it felt like it was,
Marc Jacobs vibe. Then.
And it felt like it wasn't over-exaggerated intentionally like that. It was over-exaggerated to cover up all the fabric underneath. Exactly. Is how it felt to me.
Yeah, which I will applaud her, like, the, like, amount of tulle that was under there. That is hard to, you know.
She did better than most.
Yeah, she did do better than most.
Next is Irene the Alien. I think she could have been a top. I actually thought her Zsa, again, she was one of the people that we saw very little of, but the little we did see was actually, I thought, really funny.
She had a few one-liners in there that were pretty good.
And like,
like when she called Raven poor.
Her maid. Yeah. Said, I'd be happy to have you work for me. And yeah, all that was, I thought that was very clever and very on brand, like very real for the character. And she really looked like her, which was not something I was expecting. Because when she was debating between Martha Stewart and Zsa Zsa Gabor, I was like, but she kind of actually looks like she could look like Martha out of drag. Mm-hmm. So like that could really work. And I feel like there's a lot you could do.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with her Zsa Zsa.
I thought her accent was great.
Great.
And I thought
she really looked like the bitch, too.
She did. She looked good.
But we didn't see a ton of her. Like, she was one of the people, her and Aja, I feel like they showed maybe a little bit less of. Her, Aja, and Daya.
Yeah.
You know?
I really did I enjoyed her this episode.
Her entrance was stunning.
The entrance look was absolutely gorgeous.
That's gotta be a Bunny Bee Fly.
Oh, I could see that,
It looks like it's Bunny Bee Fly.
I would rip that off of her body and wear that.
I've seen her in it before, but I don't care. It deserves to be on the runway.
It's so stunning. It reminded me of Jan's promo look for All Stars 6.
Which was done by Bunny Bee Fly.
Oh, there we go.
It is very that, but it's at least a different palette a little bit.
And then her runway, I loved what she ended up in.
Yeah.
And I didn't even hate her first one. I just was confused by the mask.
I didn't. The mask wasn't very good. Give me Black Peppa or don't give it to me at all.
Right.
Like it needs to really look like you. Because it didn't even look like her to me.
It just was giving Leatherface to me. Like it was like,
so clearly a mask.
It was Valley of the, what's that called? Uncanny Valley. Yeah. It was Uncanny Valley. I was like, I didn't even know who it was. And if you are going to wear a face and do a face reveal like that, make it recognizably your makeup, you know?
Right.
And she has a very identifiable makeup.
The hair kind of takes away from it a little.
The hair, I would style it with completely different hair, and I wouldn't do that mask thing. I don't know what that was all about. I guess maybe she was trying to hide her scleros. Like
trying to hide that she's really an alien underneath, you know?
Right.
Like she's pretending to be human.
Yeah. But the reveal was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And,
very on brand.
It did get a little bit caught on the antenna, but like she took it off and it was fine.
It's a lot to have underneath there.
It is a lot, and it's very...
And the ingenuity for the reveal, like the way it was put together was
one of the best.
One of the absolute best.
Yeah.
I thought she still should have been a top.
Yes.
I mean, actually, she was a top, and I was hoping she was going to win, honestly.
She was my winner pick as well.
Jorgeous, you know, I feel like she doesn't get enough credit for one. You know, when she came back before, she came back with a new beat. She's always trying to, I feel like, grow and improve. I feel like I see that, but she doesn't really get credit for that. Because all her looks, I would say she's my top. I think for everything for the looks.
I want to get through everybody, but I think she's probably my top as well. Her entrance look, stunning.
Yeah, I thought the shape was so cool. The way just beautiful. It was like one that made me mad we didn't get to look at it longer.
I think her runway was like I want to say it was Jeffrey Kelly who designed it. It's just stunning. The suit,
it's so good.
Gorgeous, and then the reveal,
and the way
stunning.
That her energy, the way she sold the energy, it was she was going more masculine, but it wasn't so far camp like her, you know, how she sometimes can go.
Yeah.
It wasn't corny. It was like she sold it.
It was it's very model-esque. It was baggy, but still fit her.
Yeah.
And it was, and it still made her look tall to me. Yeah. Just stunning. And I loved her pit bull. I thought it was really funny. I think like the sight gag of Jorgeous and a bald cap is funny.
And it was stupid in the right way.
Yeah, I liked the gasoline joke. That was funny.
She, from what we saw, every time they went to her, she volleyed back, which is something she hasn't been able to do.
She was flirting with Mistress as Natalie Nunn the whole time, too.
I felt like she was trying to make Mistresses better.
She's trying to throw a little bit of a bone, here, let me help you out.
Up next is Lydia Kollins.
Oh, wait. I did love Lydia.
Yeah, this was stunning. Her entrance was very random to me.
This looks like a little mini collection.
It does, yeah. It all goes together. Her entrance, though, like, as beautiful as it is, I don't see any Lydia in there. Because I even
you think it's like too pageanty for
when
her?
we were watching it, I was like, it looks like all the pink girls decided to go for like a girl group together. They were all giving like
gowns, beautiful gowns.
And Jorgeous had the best one, out of the three of them. It just was a little random. It was beautiful and it fit her great.
It's not the most memorable Lydia. No. Like, I always feel like Lydia, will take a beauty moment but make it just a little bit off. Yeah. A little bit quirky.
There's something unique about it typically. Yeah. And I feel like the entrance didn't have that.
Yeah. I mean, she did look gorgeous.
No, she looked stunning. Her Snatch game was very mid.
I liked it a lot. I think maybe that's just because I liked the choice of Pete Burns.
And people were pointing out in our watch along on Patreon that we've seen Dakota do it and did make
Dakota's is still my favorite Pete Burns, but I did like that she referenced Catitude by RuPaul and said her own lyrics to her, and I don't think Ru recognized
and
it.
It almost seemed like one of the judges that repeated it back, was it Carson? Still didn't recognize, they were like, I love that you did that, but they never acknowledged that it was a RuPaul quote.
Yeah.
Like lyrics.
Watch my butt.
That's disgusting. She probably had the best suit.
It was so tailored.
And one of the few that had a super tailored one where, you don't know how that all could have been under there. But also, she did choose a fabric that, regardless of how long it's under there, it will wrinkle the second it's under there. But I thought I was impressed.
I agree. I think they were a little too hard on her for the steaming because, really, it was Carson. I'm like, really, it's satin. It's going to wrinkle as soon as you breathe on it. And she had it underneath those pants.
She could have, figured out a way to roll it up better, or have a pocket in there for it or something, but
I would have added a little bit of a ruffle or something, but again, that would have added volume and to that, with that suit.
It was impressive.
One of my favorite looks of the night.
Yeah, one of the best. She did the butt crack reveal, but I don't think we even really saw it. The butt reveals were not working this week. We had 3 of them. Up next is Mistress Isabelle Brooks. This is a mess.
I thought she gave us good TV this week.
She did. She tried.
I really loved her entrance look. I thought that orange looked so pretty on her. I liked what I liked the red lip. That was pretty. The red lip was
great, yeah. She's very Grecian. In her Snatch game, it was one of the weakest, too.
I think Natalie Nunn
wasn't funny. It was
aggressive. Is a hard choice.
She was mad, I could tell that. The character, she was committed to that part.
You can't just play an emotion. You have to there's a reason why Natalie Nunn is angry. Play that.
Why she should show up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she started there, and then it never really went anywhere. She didn't really have any jokes.
There weren't any jokes, yeah.
The chin was scary.
We kept seeing Jorgeous set her up, but we never saw her respond. She might have responded, but they didn't show it.
She didn't volley with Jorgeous. Even though she was trying to. She volleyed with Ginger. She just said, Reba, at one point.
She just tried to get Reba to co-sign on something for her.
Yeah.
It was when she crossed out her answer and then wrote a new answer.
Yeah.
They disqualified her, and that was the end of Snatch game.
That was funny.
Ru being it's over.
You're disqualified. That was funny that Ru was willing to do that.
She said, let me speak to the judges.
And this Runway girl.
The idea to do a bikini for the bodysuit.
I like that. I like a swimsuit. Yeah, swimsuit for the suit Runway.
It was so poorly executed. It was so ugly.
You could see the underneath. You could see the fabric underneath already coming out when she was walking.
And why does this lady have 2 sets of breasts and how come the second pair aren't covered?
I don't know why you would want to look like that.
She looks like Clayface from Batman, the Batman villain. Clayface is the raw form. No. Where they're just a big nude goo.
Oh my god, not a nude goo.
It's
baby, a nude goo.
It's just...
That's my new vocal step.
Nude goo, nude goo.
Nude goo, baby, nude goo.
You feeling that nude goo?
And it was, her reveal was giving me Katya's, big bustle.
But instead of that beautiful sequin fabric, Katya had the most plain fabric.
And the flesh was coming out underneath.
And the fact that she still had those big-ass ankles for no reason.
I know. I was just it's so confusing to me because Mistress was so streamlined and polished on her original season that this time we've had a few misses her in that Western Runway when she had the ill-fitting nude illusion. Yeah. And this, I'm just this doesn't feel like Mistress.
And then next week is the talent show, and it will be the last Maxi challenge before the lip sync tournament, right?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it is coming to an end. Which, like, it still feels so weird because I feel like...
It feels like we just got restarted. It's kind of... The pacing is off.
But the problem is, like, it still feels like we're in bracket 3. It doesn't feel like we've returned to the All-Stars that we were all loving at the beginning, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, the Ryan Murphy of it all.
But it does look like this talent show is going to be epic.
It looks like we're going to have some fun. Some people are going to be doing some fun, kooky things. Aja was dancing with knives, giving me a little... it was very... Azealia Banks dancing with the knives. Have you seen that?
No. I was thinking about Britney dancing.
Oh, that too. Maybe she's giving us a little bit of that too.
But it looked like it was fierce. Daya was intense with the breasts. They were editing that to be almost like a little shady, like maybe it goes funny. But you know, a lot of times the person they shade in the preview is a misdirect.
Who does well. Right.
So we'll see. Lydia was popping up out of somewhere. I'm excited to see hers.
Hers is going to be kooky.
What did she do for talent show on her season?
She had that big crazy puppet thing that sang.
Oh, yeah.
Very Lynchian. Mm-hmm. It was very weird, but in a fun way.
I'm nervous for Irene doing it looked like a full-on disco pop number.
She looks gorgeous.
She does, but that's not very her.
No.
So, but that could be a misdirect. And of course,
but maybe she's going to surprise us and show us a new side of her.
So who do you think is going to slay talent? Because this is our last Maxi challenge. Of course, Ginger's in the lead with 4 wins now.
Honestly,
4 in a row.
I think Jorgeous will. Jorgeous and Aja.
Jorgeous has always slayed the talent show.
Yeah.
She's already had to do 2, and I mean, they both have been top tier. I don't like that we're all of a sudden to 1 winner per week. To change the format mid-season, I don't know.
It's weird. No, I'm with you. It's very weird.
Because this week would have been more palatable if
we had Jorgeous and Ginger on the top.
Yeah. I feel like I would have...
I would have liked it more.
It would have gone down better for me.
Yeah. And I think Lydia will definitely give us something unexpected. So I'm excited for that.
Irene is the one that needs the redemption for the talent.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
So she's that's why we're in the preview they show her dad. She's like, I'm not doing anything near the water.
Nothing about water.
They already made that joke once. Well, now it's time to take a look at our YouTube thanks. Some of these are spoilers for some of the lists that we did last week.
Oh.
So I wanted to put that up there first. Having almost confirmed cast this early on, I think they're talking about All Stars 11, yeah, makes the year drag on slowly. Also, it's because we don't have as many seasons happening. It's just been a slow year. Last year we had lots of stuff happening.
Right.
Canada vs. the World was on, and Global was about to start.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have 2 starting next week, actually. We have Brazil and France All-Stars.
Ooh.
It's I think the holiday and Pride.
Our first international season.
Yeah, of the year. I think because of Pride and because of the holiday here in the States, it's going to sneak up on us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll have those 2. We'll soon have, for a couple weeks, 3 shows to talk about.
Yeah.
They think that the cast seems more intriguing than All-Stars 11. And they like that the 4 episodes per bracket. I like that too. I think we were talking about that before we started filming. I think that's going to make more sense.
It'll feel like more of a payoff.
When we get to the semifinals, it'll feel like the semifinals. Thank you to you and all the beautiful guests for a fabulous Pride Month. Full of Mangled mornings. Yeah, we had a good month. Yeah. Long-time watcher, first-time tipper in the UK. And then Africa America, a diva from San Francisco, said, "Hi, loves. Happy after Pride Month. It's very much this feels like we're in
this is shame month. I like to call July shame month.
But it also feels like June feels like a breakneck pace. Sometimes things don't change, but it feels like, we need to relax for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah. I
slow down a little
Fatigued.
bit around
Right.
Thanks for all the content. Just got caught up, and thanks for the bracketology, for all the bracketology.
Okay, Paula Abdul.
And now the tea on the superstars. I hope we have Envy, Peru, Priyanka, and Lawrence, Kiana, and Angel. Angel didn't even win. That's her sister, the wad, Maxi. They had to have meant Maxi.
Maybe Angel will come in and do that gag that Raven did.
That would be so random, though.
I know.
Her kid sister? But I do love Angel. But Kiana don't want to do it from France. So I do hope that they break their own rule and have 3 international queens, though. Because I think we all want Envy in there with Priyanka and Lawrence.
That would be a gag, Tina.
Next, Jacob said, great video regarding the queens winning on their 3rd run. It's worth noting that all of the wins happened to the queens on their 2nd time in front of a particular host. One of the times was in front of Brooklyn, essentially. Alyssa's the exception.
Right.
Alyssa's are all in front of Rio. So, I mean, it already... And all 3 of those are... Well, Raja's was a couple years back, but 2 of those were last year. Mm-hmm. That curse that was, you won't win because no one ever does it. Mm-hmm. No one ever actually breaks the curse. That's been broken. And so it is very possible. Hi, Mera and Fabrielle, insert name. I've been watching you for a while and thought it was about time I gave some money. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you have that feeling because I need it. With the All-Stars talk about the queens returning too soon or too many times, I was thinking, what if All-Stars was every 4 years? How much would the show change and how would it change
full high school
show's career
length?
That's how long it was in between All-Stars 1 and 2. It was 4 years.
I don't know about 4 years, but maybe like every other year.
I like that the UK versus the Worlds and the Canada versus the Worlds are every other year. That seems to work. But there shouldn't be those people out there like Adita Ritz that, like, we're still like, why?
Right.
If they cast those people, there weren't people on the list that we've been wanting, it wouldn't feel as rough to have some of these girls come back 3-4 times and, like, we're already mad at them before they get there.
Right.
But also, it depends on the person. Like, some people, there's momentum. You want them back. And like some people don't have that arc or like aren't seen by the fans that way. And it's interesting how sometimes it just feels like the producers don't feel that same way when they're the ones that create the narrative.
I think people feel like Ginger fatigues because she's come back to the main series of All Stars.
She didn't have to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, she didn't go to Brooklyn. She didn't do a versus the world. She didn't do none of that.
She's been on the main series every time. She's the first queen to, like, not even Juju's done that many times.
I think maybe waiting, I would say maybe 2 years. Yeah.
But, oh my God, could you imagine if they did do it every 4 years to fight to get on that All Stars?
It would definitely make it more of a moment and more of an occasion, but I don't know. I would be like, I want to see the girls come back.
All Stars is always typically my favorite season of the year.
Yeah, All Stars is so much fun to watch because we know the girls.
You're invested. Yeah, there's a different type of investment. Mm-hmm. So far, I'm going to say that so far my favorite season of the year hasn't aired yet. Or if I was going to pick one, because there's only been the 2. I would say my favorite season of the year was those 3 episodes of Bracket 3. Or Bracket 2.
Yeah, the pink
3.
bracket.
Those 3 episodes were the moment.
So you're a masochist. You like Bracket 3.
No, not that. I have not left Bracket 3. Will All Stars get better? It's a good time to ask them people.
Ooh. I have no idea.
He stopped watching is what it sounds like.
I have no idea.
I don't watch that anymore. I quit. Well, let us know what you think about All Stars 10. I got one last thing to say today. Glad you got to see us. Bye.